Welcome to Wednesday Word. I'm going to share with you something I've been reading in a book called Christ and Calamity by Harold Senkbeil, who's a Lutheran pastor and writer. In his book, he, in short reflective chapters, addresses the feelings and thoughts that often arise when we face suffering and uncertainty. Kinds of feelings like, has God forgotten me? Does he care? Or is he powerless to help? In an early chapter titled, When You Are Faithless, Christ is Your Faithfulness, he explores how our faith is often mingled with doubt. We know that faith is what we have, as a writer of Hebrews says, in what is not yet seen, yet in the absence of tangible proof, that can be difficult. And the reality is, as long as we live, we will experience ups and downs in our life of faith. And these fluctuations, along with the many challenges life throws us, can easily affect our mood. And it's easy to think that faith is like an emotion. And if we entrust ourselves to it, you can see how it makes us feel up and down. But it's not. Faith is trust. It's reliance on God and his word. Senkbeil, the author, writes this: faith is the hand that grasps the promises of God. And he goes on, while we may falter, God and his promises remain steady and firm. His is the hand that grasps us firmly. He offers examples for our encouragement from the Bible, particularly the Old Testament, but actually the most notable one he takes from the New Testament. He takes us to Peter and the other disciples at the time of Jesus' death. On the night he was betrayed, after sharing the Last Supper, Jesus told his disciples that they would fall away as he was handed over and betrayed. Peter responds famously, even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you. And all the other disciples echo something similar. Yet we know, as the night ended, Peter did indeed deny Jesus 3 times. And at Golgotha the next day, all who remained standing is John, the disciple, along with Jesus' mother, Mary Magdalene, and Mary, the wife of Clopas. All the others had deserted him. Senkbeil reflects that often we like to convince ourselves in our sturdier moments of faith that we would do differently, that we would stand firm rather than surrender to fear. Yet, if we're honest, we know our own weaknesses. We see how daily we fail in thought, word, and deed to honour Jesus, who has bought us with his blood. We realise how easily we too actually might fall away, have fallen away. Our fluctuating faith day to day is hot and cold. It's strong and weak. It's sturdy and frail. But he encourages us that faith does not depend on our feelings. Rather, it is firmly rooted in something outside of us. That is, the promises of God. When we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he can't deny himself, says 2 Timothy 2:13. And Senkbeil writes, when calamity strikes, you can count on God, not because you feel close to him, but because he remains close to you in his word for Jesus' sake. In the midst of the uncertainties of your life, you needn't wonder about his feelings or attitude toward you. Though your faith might fluctuate, his promises never waver. And all the promises of God find their yes in Christ Jesus. 2 Corinthians 1:20. So when life presses in and we feel overwhelmed, we need not focus on our wavering faith, but instead fix our eyes on God's unwavering faithfulness. We need not look to our own fragile, pledged promises to him, but to his steadfast and loving promises to you in Jesus.